Hello and welcome to the Lobby, GameSpot's weekly hangout every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, right here on GameSpot.com. How you doing? How you doing, folks? I'm your host, Danny Dwyer, joined by Michael Mahardy and Tyson Root.
Hello.
You handsome gentlemen. How are you doing?
Representing bro.
Yeah.
Yep, team bro.
Yeah. So who better to talk about
buddy?
fantasy role-playing games than Team Bro? 2015 has been a great year for video games.
Yes.
We have a bunch of stuff to talk about on today's show, let alone Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom, which we've all been playing. But one of the games we were playing earlier this year, a lot of, and I want like a sit rep from both of you, was The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, which we've today seen the first trailer for their new expansion pack.
Yeah, the little teaser trailer.
Yeah, how far are you in Wild Hunt? Have you completed Wild Hunt?
Oh yeah, I finished it.
You finished it?
Had sex with everyone.
Son of a bitch. Really?
Yes.
Even that one?
All of them.
Yeah. Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I'm done with it. I finished it a while ago.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
But that's
You've not done it?
I'm like 130 hours into that game.
I played about 120.
Yeah. But I'm like, you know, apparently there's no spoilers today. Apparently there's a part where you think it's going to end.
Yes.
And then it doesn't.
Yep.
So I even haven't completed that yet.
Whoa.
130 hours.
Yeah,
part's
so
really good.
That's that part where I'm like, oh, the game must be ending right here. It's over. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, no.
And then more.
There's like 20 more hours of gameplay.
That game was, so you play what, 120 hours or so?
About 120.
Like
But I
that.
did a lot of random shit
Yeah,
though,
well,
too.
having sex with
Yeah.
NPCs, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Over
mean, that was part of my goal. But it kind of screws you over at the end there because then no one loves you at the end of the game.
No.
Spoiler, by the way.
It's like,
Sorry.
It's
yeah.
just like life.
It is.
If you go around having
Have you
sex
seen?
with everyone.
Have you seen that ending?
No, I haven't. No spoilers.
I won't spoil anything.
No spoilers in Station.
All I know is be a good guy and pick one person to love.
I've already fucked that up, I think. Mike, what about you? How long have you played Witcher 3?
Yeah, something like 110, 120 range. I beat it. I kind of played through it in like just 2 weeks straight in this fever dream between like right before I moved out to the West Coast, and I was kind of trying to do all the side content. I tried to do all the Witcher contracts, take out those beasts, which were some of my favorite parts. But yeah, once I finished the main story, there's that one climax, and you think that's the end, but it's really just
Keeps on trucking. So
many climaxes.
So I've kind of yes, Ty had many climaxes as well. It sounds like
Many.
So it sounds like a game that it was a game when I was playing it that I realized I had the same problem with open world games. I had the same thing with Fallout New Vegas, which I only completed after hundreds of hours. I only completed it like 3 months ago because I never like completing games because I'm worried that I'm gonna miss out on certain quests and stuff like that. So I've like paced myself on The Witcher 3, and now Metal Gear Solid's out, and I'm like 5% of that game complete after like 20 hours or something, and then Fallout's out in November.
Yeah.
And we've just found out about Hearts of Stone, which is the new first paid expansion, first real expansion for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, which is going to have another 10 plus hours worth of gaming content in it.
It's a good year for gaming.
It's a good year. It's out in October, so we've a little bit of time for Metal Gear Solid. Do you think you're going to have any time to actually get into
The expansion?
Yeah.
It depends how much I invest into Metal Gear. Right now, I mean, you know me, I actually don't like Metal Gear games, but I love Phantom Pain. Like, I actually love this one. It reminds me a lot of, it kind of combines a lot of those like role-playing elements of like Destiny, and then with like the open world of Witcher, but it's all modern or more modern. It's like, set in the 80s, but whatever, like it's awesome. The gameplay is amazing. So I don't see myself quitting that anytime soon.
Yeah.
I'm like you, by the way. I'm 3% complete. I play the game for like 10 hours. So
Yeah, and it's hard to like parallel play these types of games. It's
Yeah.
hard to like jump from one open world game to another as well.
Yeah, and I mean, and if you kind of like factor in that, like, you have to, how much free time do you have? Like, are you married? Do you have kids? Like all that stuff, right?
I'm not,
like,
and I don't.
Yeah, but I mean, there you go. You'll have more time than most people then, or some people, But like, how do you factor in? Like, how do you now make time for Fallout? And then Metal Gear, and then some kind of expansion that comes out, in October, right?
Yeah, October 13th.
So-
I'm going to try to sell you on it in just a second.
It's 10 hours though, right? That's it. That's what they say.
Well, yeah, 10 hours at least. Merging gameplay can really.
I always feel like they round up on that though, right? Or they estimate up. Like they said over 100 hours of gameplay.
I thought that when they said about The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, but they said 200 hours, and that's like there's probably over 200 hours now.
But you really have to dig deep.
Yeah.
To
You
go
really have to
200
just have
hours.
sex with really everything.
Everybody.
Pigs.
You even have to go that one naughty place where like all the girls wear masks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no standards.
No standards.
It's like the poor man's whorehouse.
It's actually a rich man's. It's not. It ain't cheap. So.
Yeah.
Speaking of low standards, Michael Hardy, what do you think of how?
I don't know how to take that.
Do you think you'll have time to play The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt when it comes out?
I would like to, but
Hearts of Stone.
realistically, I probably won't get to it until early next year, just because, like you said, Fallout 4 and Metal Gear Solid 5, these are games that inherently require a huge time commitment. And they're very different things. Fallout 4 being more of a sandbox, and then Metal Gear Solid being this emergent gameplay-based kind of open world. But then there's Halo comes out like
and Tomb Raider
right after Tomb Raider, same day as Fallout. Halo's 2 weeks before that. There's a lot, and then early December there's Just Cause, and then I'll be playing Rainbow Six Siege and stuff.
I don't think anyone's not enough of us have gotten around to playing much Mad Max either.
No,
because just Phantom Pain's taking over.
And think about Game of the Year now. Like, think how many games you have to play now.
Yeah.
Like to even have some sort of valid opinion on what Game of the Year is. You
Totally.
have to devote all your time now to like Metal Gear, to Fallout, to Tomb Raider, to Halo, to Just Cause 3.
Man, even Destiny, we think to all the stuff that's coming out soon for that as well for the rest of the year.
Started today,
All right, well, let me try and sell you on it, just in case. 10 hours of gameplay, a crew of, including such stuff as a crew of break-in artists, spending a night partying with a ghost, and outsmarting the most bizarre creature Geralt has ever faced. There's also rune worlds, which are a new mechanism in combat, I believe.
Have they gone into detail about what that exactly is?
Which, the rune world stuff?
The rune words, or whatever.
Words. Sorry, rune words. No, I feel like it's some sort of like speccing in one type of fighting or another, or perhaps against like specific enemies.
Okay.
No, they haven't. They haven't gone into detail on it yet.
Yeah.
They're designed for level 30 plus characters, so kind of end gamey folks. Mostly taking place around No Man's Land and Oxenford. There's a new lady in it as well, who apparently Shanghai is from the first game.
Yeah.
Who you may be able to, you can also.
They said unique romance in there. That's the part that I picked out of it.
How unique romance do you want your unique romance though? Like a frog?
Sure, I'm open.
Frog? Pig?
It's 2015, Danny.
What was that big thing that came with the cows? The big cow beast?
Oh, I forgot what his name was.
A minotaur?
No,
no, not a minotaur.
It was
good guess though, Mike Mahardy.
It was like some beast because people were killing cows and selling their hides. It was like some exploit in the game. And then like the bovine justice warrior came out and just started screwing you up.
Is that what it was called?
I don't know. I mean,
should have been called that.
That's what I'm calling it now.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Oh God, there's
Bovine.
BJWs. Maybe not the best acronym for that.
Yeah.
Also, my favorite thing about this, actually, which may make me double down for the hard copy of this, is that there's a limited edition hard copy of this expansion coming out that includes 2 pairs of deck card, Gwent cards.
Yeah.
2 decks of Gwent, which is important because I was thinking, why are they giving you 2? I was like, oh yeah, because if you have, you can play with somebody.
Because you're the one person who's.
And it comes with rules on how to play it. Like that's the most important part.
I also like the idea. Maybe I prefer the idea that they only give you 1 Gwent deck, and then you have to search the real world to find somebody to play Gwent with.
They're trying to expand on your social skills. It's
exactly.
Like, how dedicated are you to Gwent?
Yeah.
You must find out Gwent players. That's another quest.
We can delete Tinder now, though.
Yeah.
Just start using
Finally. So it's interesting because this is one of 2 expansions that we know about that's coming out for Wild Hunt. This one's kind of on the smaller scale, like 10 hours. It's nothing to sort of. It's a decent amount of gameplay, but they're bringing another one which is going to have a whole new world.
That's the bigger one,
I believe Q1 2016.
Okay.
Which I think that's when.
And $25 gets you both, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Season pass.
And they haven't even announced what individual prices would be.
No, I don't think there is a price for this guy yet.
Got it.
See, that's the thing. Like, the new world aspect of it is kind of leading me to just almost plan on playing this next expansion early next year because being such a big game and like you want to just kind of absorb yourself in that game. I feel like that'd be the perfect lead into the next huge one.
I'm curious, you guys, when there's like a lull, like a doldrum period where there's not a lot of games coming out, is there any game you guys go back to like constantly?
Man, so this year I think Witcher was launched at a perfect time this year because it was going into that sort of summer lull, and a lot of people had a bunch of time. I think Phantom Pain, if it was released any later this year, would be in a little bit of, not trouble, but it would be difficult to squeeze in. But the game that I went back and played this summer was actually Fallout 3 and New Vegas. Because I was looking forward to Fallout 4. And I know there was like aspects of those open world games that I hadn't really, in the case of New Vegas, hadn't played yet. In the case of Fallout 3, I wanted to try playing it a different type of way. And those games are kind of good for repetition that way. Is there anything you've gone back to? Because this year's been pretty stacked actually since Q2 ended.
I think it will be The Witcher at this point. I think that I'll power through Metal Gear, play that for a long time because I'm really enjoying it, and then I'll definitely try out Fallout, Tomb Raider, and Just Cause 3. But yeah, I mean, there's always like I go back to Civ 5 all the time when there's nothing going on, And it's a game I was playing after The Witcher and in between, Metal Gear, And so I could see myself going back, like Mike said, going back to like early next year when maybe not a ton's coming out, maybe right before Well, I guess it depends on when Uncharted's what, February now?
Oh God, yeah. It's
So I mean,
Q1 next year.
Yeah, so I probably would go back to at least this first expansion early next year. You know, maybe right after the holidays, like when CES is going on. There's nothing coming out.
That January lull. I think I'm going to do the same thing as well.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, we're all going to play it in January.
So
Perfect.
we can
because
talk
let's
about
be
it then.
honest, actually, the game that we're probably all playing in our spare time. I know anytime I've got 5 minutes to an hour, me and my girl boot up Rocket League and
There you
play
go,
like as
yeah.
much as possible. So.
So yeah,
It's a perfect, just short burst game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or long.
Yeah,
Or
you
long.
can play the
in the
game
case
for a
of
long
this
time.
weekend, you can just play for like 2 hours. And That's all good.
And then I mean, with Metal Gear, I can't. It's just like you have to dedicate time to that. You know,
Yeah.
like you can get lost in that game for multiple hours. So I mean, yeah, I think it's great that CD Projekt Red is doing this. I think that they're obviously within good favor of the audience. You know, like they've done a great job with their DLC the last couple months.
All the free stuff.
All free stuff. And then for $25 you get 2 expansions now, which is a great deal. And that second one's supposed to be really meaty. So I mean, they sold what 6 million copies of that game. I think they just announced that. So I definitely see a lot of people picking that stuff up. It just may not be until early January.
Yeah, probably limited edition coming as well. But yeah, for all you folks who are looking to check out Witcher 3, October 13th is when Hearts of Stone is coming out. So let us know in the comments whether you're going to pick that up yourselves. Let us know if you're still playing The Witcher 3 or if, like these guys, you've actually managed to complete it and are just chomping out on side quests. Let us know in the chat or in the comments below.